Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Third Eye Exchange. Today we are back with another pick a card, and today's topic is why did you meet your twin flame in this lifetime? And I am going to add a second part to this intro, but we'll do pick your pile now. And for pile one, we have Sage Bundle from my shop. Pile two, we have Palo Santo, or what's left of it, from my shop. Pile three, we have the You'll Be Home for Christmas Florida water. Handmade in small batches, fragrance free, essential oil free. It's all herbs, spices, distilled water, and alcohol. And last but not least, this is not from my shop, but this is organic lavender essential oil. Maybe Spirit's calling you to get some lavender essential oil if you're drawn to that pile. But pause the video, take a few deep breaths, meditate, do whatever you need to get centered, and I will see you in this pile. Don't forget to check out the second part of this intro, because I do have something really important I want to go over in terms of twin flames. So I definitely really encourage you all to see that part as well. But I'll see you in your pile. Love you. Bye. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Third Eye Exchange. Today's pick a card is a topic that, to be honest, I've avoided for a very long time. Even speaking too much about, because I feel like it's just one of those topics that's like, I feel like there's so many misconceptions around it, and a lot of toxic misconceptions at that. But today's topic is, why did you meet your twin flame in this lifetime? Basically, like, what kind of karma are you guys settling, sorting through? You know, like, lessons that you've met each other to, like, trigger each other, essentially, to learn. And I do want to leave another disclaimer around this, but twin flames, okay, listen, I want to say this first. If what I'm about to say doesn't resonate with you, take what resonates and leave the rest. Or honestly, maybe this topic just isn't for you. So that's at your own discretion. But I was getting like, okay, anyway, before I even get into all that, you know, our twin flame is somebody that is supposed to, these matches are not doing the trick. Our twin flame is somebody that's usually supposed to like be the catalyst for our ascension. And even in my own twin flame journey, to be honest, like for a long time, I kind of like couldn't admit to myself that my twin flame was my twin flame, because truthfully, like, he was supposed to be the catalyst. I just saw 222, the catalyst to my ascension and nothing more. And truthfully, when I say catalyst, I mean this person is going to highlight wounds of yours that you don't want to face. Before you meet this person and after you meet this person are going to be very different. For me, I had a lot of trauma around abandonment wounds, and oftentimes when we grow up through our family dynamics, like, we're being, for lack of a better word, we're being traumatized all over again in this lifetime, so later on we can address this karma. And these are things that really stem from other lifetimes. I have spent, and I can't believe I'm talking about this, I have spent so much so many lifetimes with my twin flame. And like there was one most notable, and one that I actually was able to retrieve doing a past life regression on myself. I spent almost an entire lifetime with my twin flame at one point. And our relationship is always the same. I give more, he's emotionally unavailable, blah, blah, blah. And I do want to say, like, everybody in your life that you meet is going to mirror you in some way. Twin flames, I was telling somebody the other day, I feel like, yes, your twin flame is going to mirror you. Everything about you, whether it's digestible or not, whether it's like on the surface or not, whether you have to do some digging to really get to that place or not. But they are going to be the one person. This is, I think, what the difference is. Like, I've learned things from everybody I've met along the way that has like really stood out to me and impacted me, no matter how, I just saw 444, how long they were in my life. But I think the difference with my twin flame was like, we like, Spirit was like, get him in, get him out. Like, that was his only like purpose in this lifetime. And I think honestly, like, even though in the past, like, I was devastated over that because it brought up my abandonment wounds, I think that was like the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because it forced me to like really meet myself as deeply as I could, but wasn't pushing myself to up until that point, and really brought me to the next chapter of like my experience. And like, it was a journey over the last 5 years for me, but who I was back then and who I am right now, like, she's totally different. She's totally different and better. Like, I am very proud of myself for the work that I've done. And I want to explain all this. Okay, this is what I was laughing about before. Sorry guys, I'm kind of like all over the place right now. Very squirrely. I was telling somebody recently, I was like, honestly, I feel like your twin flame, if you know, you know, is like the piece of shit version of you. Like, this person was literally, when I was like unhealed and unwilling to face myself and doing things I shouldn't have been doing, and like the lower vibrational version of myself, funny enough, this is exactly who this person embodied. I don't know if I've ever, I don't know if I've ever like sank as low as certain levels, but I think the core essence is the same. And you know, twin flames have many reasons, and it's not always romantic. I want you to leave, if nothing else, I want you to leave here with that in the back of your mind. Like, I want you to understand, like, twin flames are not romantic. Do I feel like they can manifest that way in different lifetimes because I feel like you'll be more open to them, or like you'll romanticize it more, so you'll like, Spirit's like, we gotta get them to open up, so here it is. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, sometimes I think that like Spirit gives it to you in a way that you'll be receptive to. Thank you, that's what I was trying to get at. But it's not always romantic. And I think that's one of the biggest and most toxic misconceptions. And I want to say that because like, even just on like the internet or Reddit or like all these places, like, especially like back in the day when I was like starting to like deep dive over like twin flames, I just came across so many people that like, they endured so much bullshit to be with this person who is like horrible for them. And it's like, I think a lot of people also like convince themselves when they've got like things that they're not ready to work through, that like somebody is their twin flame just because of the intensity. Like, yes, the intensity will definitely be there, but I also feel like when it happens to you, you know, whether you want to avoid it or not, or admit it or not, when it happens, you know. I was trying to avoid it for a long time because I just couldn't fathom that like somebody that was the other half of me could treat me so badly. But it's also like, how badly was I neglecting myself in the past? You know, like how, like, for as deep and intricate as my light side goes, that's as deep and as dark, well, deep and as intricate as my dark side goes. Like, duality, bro. Like, we are a spectrum, and we are complex as spiritual and human beings. And I just want to make it clear, if you are in an abusive relationship, like, sorry, I don't want to trigger anybody, but like, I am not putting this out here to give you confirmation to stay in something that is dangerous to you or to another person. If that's what's going on, like, I hope, like, please find resources, seek help, tell a loved one, get out of that situation, because that is not something that I condone here. And this is really for like clarity, this is for confirmation, this is for closure. This is like, remember when I posted the what does my ex think of me video? Same concept. Like, if you're gonna ruminate over this, if you're not ready to hear this, if this is going to trigger you in a way that's like not constructive to your healing right now, do not watch this video. You can either come back to it, or maybe it's just not meant for you. And I'm okay with that, because at the end of the day, I do these because I love you guys, and I want this to be fun. I want this to be exciting. I want, you know, us to connect with spirit in a way that's safe. That's one of the reasons, truthfully, why I don't do as many pick-a-cards as I'd like sometimes, because I've been, ever since I quit my job this year, my day job, like, I've been just navigating running two businesses, one for my income and this one, which is like, this is me following my dreams. And honestly, the setup for this can take me anywhere from like 45 minutes to an hour and a half to 2 hours, because I do a whole like ceremony to open it up, and I shuffled the as many decks as I'm gonna use a million bajillion times. And then the filming and editing, like, love it. I love the process. I love my creative process, but it's a lot. It's a lot, and sometimes I don't always have the space for it, but I love showing up for you guys. I love connecting with you guys. I love to see your comments. I love when you guys really resonate with something, and like, I feel like I can like be part of your journey and help you. But like I said one last time, like, this message may not be for you, and that's okay. Or it may not be for you at this time. Twin flames is a very touchy subject. You guys have probably noticed I haven't talked about it too much, and I think even in the last 5 years, my perception on really the concept of that has changed. Also, one last thing I want to mention before I forget, because this was something I was like, I want to touch on this too. Divine counterparts. Do I believe, I just saw 1221. Do I believe that divine counterparts are the same thing as twin flames? I think they can be. I personally think that divine counterparts and twin flames are different. Because if you attract in a healed masculine or a healed feminine, and they're your divine counterpart, whatever you go for, I don't think they have to be your twin flame, truthfully. I think divine counterparts is, if I had to compare it to something, I'd say it's like a very elevated soulmate connection. So I just wanted to bring those messages through. Also, the reason that I'm filming this, I wanted to have this out to you guys on 11/11, but truthfully, like I said, like, I've just had a lot going on, and also, I just don't want to like force myself to pump out videos in a way that's like performance based. Like, I don't want to be performative. Like, I genuinely want to put out content when like I feel like it's like it's about to burst out of me. Like, that's kind of how my creativity works. Like, whether I'm writing or making something, like I just get this like urge and like it won't leave me alone. And then I'm like, okay, like it's time. And that's how I put things out. Like I said, I don't want this to ever become something that feels like robotic or performative or like inauthentic, because there's a lot of that on social media. And one of my biggest business goals is to, one, really bring like authenticity to social media, even if that shit's uncomfortable for me, or even if I'm outing myself in certain ways. And two, this is like kind of unrelated, but also probably will be related at some point. Like, I also just like, as a business owner, like I just want to like treat people better. Like, I want to actually be able to like pay my employees like a decent rate when the time comes, and like treat people well, and like treat people like human beings instead of like numbers on like my schedule, you know what I mean? So anyway, I don't know why I'm saying that, but I felt like I needed to come out today, so I'm just gonna let it flow. But anyway, this is the more fun part. So I've been doing this little thing the last few readings where like I'll go over this one. I can't really show you guys because it's a little naked. But we have loving yourself. Trying to cover it. Loving yourself, and the guy in this is like holding the mirror so she can look at herself. And 8, that's abundance. So I'm gonna do like a mini message collectively, even though we're gonna do piles too. Kind of just like, if you're here, and this is timeless, but if you're here, the collective that's here and gonna be more drawn to these messages, like this is gonna be something they've at least experienced or have like touched upon in their twin flame journey. So we have loving yourself, and this is gonna go along with the theme. And also, I don't believe in like coincidence. In like, whenever I'm doing readings, like whatever stands out to me, I think like it's a message from spirit. So the matches I found today, they say you only go around once, but if you play your cards right, once is enough. And when I first read that before like I started getting into the flow, I was like, I don't know. Now I think it's, well, not I think, but it's coming full circle in the sense of like, you only need to meet your twin flame once to be activated in the ways that are necessary. I think it's like what you do with that afterwards that really makes a difference in like the rest of your experience. I think dwelling on the situation, if it doesn't work out, I think it's like all of that does play a role in like your healing and your development and whatever comes next for you. But I think it's also like there's like a big message of like emotional regulation here. So a lot of you would have met your twin flame to like help you navigate and like reach a higher level of like, I want to say emotional intelligence, but by extension emotional regulation, because you can be emotionally intelligent and not know how to regulate your emotions. We have psychic healing. So for a lot of you, like this person could have activated your psychic gifts, brought you closer to your intuition and your higher self. I don't know if I showed you this, but I will anyway. Growth, and even behind the growth card, we have insight, and then we have grief reversed under that. Interesting. Rosemary, remembrance, loyalty, faithfulness. When I was going through these, by the way, I don't cherry pick anything, not even the piles. I shuffle whatever comes out, I put it together, and then I open it with you guys. But anyway, when I turned over the rosemary earlier, I couldn't help but think, like, this could be several things. This could be, like, remembering who you are, like, who your soul is. It could also be, like, realizing, like, how much you have to bring to the table and not taking that for granted anymore or putting yourself last. But it could also be, like, maybe you were disloyal in this situation or in the past towards other people, and then this situation made you look at that and, like, kind of low-key you got your karma from it, and it made you realize, like, this is not the person that I am deep down, and this is not the person that I would like to be moving forward. Clarity. I feel like that's self-explanatory, but if you want me to tie it into everything else, it's like really getting clear on, like, who you are, what you want, what you came here to do, like, no longer procrastinating, no longer ignoring your intuition. The cyborg. I will accept my emotions, not be defined by them. Again, this ties back into the emotional regulation part of this. And also a message that's coming through is, like, and it kind of ties into the emotional regulation as well, but it's almost like maybe before, like, in the earlier parts of your life, before you met this person, like, you would just have your emotions and, like, maybe not think too hard about them or, like, analyze them much. Like, you would just be kind of, like, on autopilot and, like, feel how you felt or, like, even suppress how you felt. But after this, it, like, forced you to start, like, really taking accountability and, like, reflecting on how you feel and, like, listen, we have to find the right balance between intellectualizing our emotions and, like, analyzing them and then allowing ourselves to feel them so we can, like, really work through them. But I feel like before you weren't really doing much of either. For a lot of you, like I said, for some of you, it could have been like you just would feel them, like, kind of recklessly. Seduction. We have another 8. We have a lot of 3s here too, like expansion. We have 1s. We have a couple 8s. Hear the roaring flames with the masterful trance that calls upon heaving chest. Give into its alluring grip if you please, but heed my warning of the claws that draw blood without mercy. There's a big theme here around gaining self-control. I'm covering this because of the nudity. Trust me, I don't care, but I've heard that YouTube does when I watch other readings, so we're just not gonna go there. And also, if you're, like, truthfully, if you're, like, under 21, maybe even 25, you probably don't need to watch my readings yet. That's just, like, how I feel about it. You're welcome to, but I don't think that these messages are usually for people that are, like, that have experienced not so much in life yet, but that's okay. Like, compared to other people, I probably haven't experienced that much, you know. We'll see, whatever. Anyway, oh yeah, so yeah, when I said, like, the self-control thing, it's like that was a confirmation. It almost feels like the self-control thing, but also, like, you are your own worst enemy, and this is one of the things that person was always trying to show you. Also, if you were, like, and I'm not shaming anybody for this, but it's not often spiritually hygienic if you are, like, very promiscuous. It muddies your energy field a lot. I'm not saying, like, oh, don't ever, like, sleep with somebody, you know, if you feel like a connection or, like, whatever. In my own experience, I've come to realize that sometimes the things that start very hot and heavy and intense, we get tempted by them because, like I said, like, there's things that we have to learn or things that have to be activated within us, but it doesn't mean that these people are necessarily going to be there for the long haul. And I also think if this was like something that you were struggling with, or even if you did have some kind of addiction around these things, that has also been brought to the forefront as well. Or if you felt like you were doing these things because of the validation it brought you. But then I think at one point you probably realized that wasn't working. Because at the end of the day, the validation, the love, the void that we feel needs to be filled comes from here before out there, always. And if we don't get that from here, nothing is ever gonna feel enough, you know? So yeah, unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. I think definitely, like, there could be themes here, like, for this collective of, like, this situation was gonna be short-lived or just for a time. It wasn't going to be something that was like for a forever thing, but it could also just be like bringing up themes for us around like self-abandonment, around kind of back to the validation thing, but back to like allowing other people to take up too much space in relation to our self-worth, and like literally connecting our self-worth to whether or not somebody wanted us or not. And it didn't have to just be this person. Like, this could have been a theme that you were really working through for a while, and this person came along and somehow, some way, like, they just shocked you, and like in a way that woke you up, and you're like, okay, like, yeah. And then the temple. This simplifies to 3 as well, because this is 39. And you add that, that's 12, and then 3. A lot of 3s here. This is expansion. This is creativity. This is like a really spiritual expansion, because 3s are very heavily associated with like ascended masters. Sagittarius, I see. Again, more expansion. This adds up to 3. More expansion. Also maybe like forcing us out of our comfort zone in a way that really has started to bring abundance our way. But I feel like this was a process, and you may not even be at, you may be wrapping up this cycle right now, or whenever you see this, and not fully coming into like your blessings yet in relation to like kind of like karmic rewards for this. Finny, baby. Everybody, this is Finn. Hello. We're just gonna let him go off, because that's what he needs to do. Yeah, you got him. You tell him. Yeah, you tell him. You tell him. When my businesses collab. Hello, Finny. Come. You know what, guys? I welcome you to a brief intermission to give Finny a treat. Here you go. He's so cute. He was my passenger prince this morning. Right? Tell them. Tell them you were my passenger prince. You were my passenger prince. There you go. Do you guys want to see more videos of me, like, with my clients? Is that a yes? Yeah, I think so, too. And last but not least... I'm here. Oh, thank you. last but not least, we have, what mannerisms of mine stood out the most to you, if any? That ties in really well to this message, because whatever triggered you about this person, or even whatever you loved about this person, remember, this was one of the biggest mirrors I think we can ever face. Even if like you had to do some digging to really get there, think about your insecurities, think about your wounds, think about your strengths. Like, these things were definitely mirrored back to you from this person in the way that they treated you, even if it came wrapped up in a different package. Like, for example, okay, I hope I can explain this correctly. It's been a long time since I've actually sat and like thought about this. With my twin flame, I realized that he had a really hard time receiving love. I realized that so did I. I realized that he was very emotionally unavailable, and I realized that so was I at that point, because and I had never really given it much thought, and thought like, no, I'm not, like, and truthfully, like, I've always been very empathetic, I've always been very loving, I've always like tried to open my heart to people unconditionally, but I still, like, there were a lot of things, a lot of like family karma, childhood wounds that I hadn't faced yet around like my worthiness, around like my self-esteem, around my self-image. And even though he never really spoke about it, because the emotional unavailability, I realized, like, even though he acted very cocky, very confident on the surface, like, I realized the way that he wasn't able to like receive me back then, when I was trying to like truthfully like love him, it was because, you know, he was insecure. I think my depths frightened him. I think like maybe even triggered something in him that made him feel like maybe he wasn't worthy. And it was crazy, because I remember like just realizing that one day, like, damn, like I really have been emotionally unavailable this whole time. And it's true, looking back, like before we even met, like I remember and see how I used to handle things. I used to shut down, or I used to be like very avoidant, and I'm still working through aspects of that, but now it's more like, I don't feel like I have to perform to be loved anymore. And I'm not disconnected from myself the way I used to be. I don't gaslight myself. When something's off and I know it's off, I don't stick around to find out the hard way. But I also give people enough of a chance. But I think I've mastered discernment through the situation. This is just an example. Obviously, everybody's situation is going to be variations and a little bit different. But yeah, so thank you for coming to my Twin Flame TED Talk. If you've watched this far, I can't wait to see you in your pile. And thank you for supporting me. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment down below your experience, share with me. I love when you guys do. Drop me a like. I'm trying to get the channel to 1,000 subscribers and eventually get monetized, so I can do this all the time or more often. But I love you guys, and thanks for coming. I hope this helps. Bye. Say, I'll see you in your pile. I'll see you in your pile. All right, Finny, you ready, buddy boy? I have to get up and pause the video. Should we put bloopers? I think we should put bloopers. Yeah, we should put bloopers. I wish I had a blueberry to give you. That would be cute if I gave you one. It would be cute if I gave you one. He's such a pretty boy. He's my passenger prince. He's my passenger prince. Look, show them. I'm her passenger prince. I'm her passenger prince. You're so cute. I can't with you. Okay. All right, Finny. He hears my creak and he's like, I like to mess with them and bark too sometimes. Okay, I'm getting up. I'm gonna start the other piles. Hello, pile 1. Welcome back to Third Eye Exchange. If you picked the Sage bundle, this is your reading. I have a little guest here today, Finn. Say hi, Finny. He will be helping me. He'll be helping me, and when I say helping me, I mean probably barking a lot. Like that, because that's what he does. So yeah. Everybody welcome him aboard. I'm gonna clear the space, because if you guys didn't know, it's not good to sage and Palo Santo like in a closed space with the animals, so I didn't do too much, so that way you could still breathe. So anyway, spirits, why did pile 1 meet their twin flame in this lifetime? Why did pile 1 meet their, can you he's not gonna, at certain points he will bark a lot. Just forewarning you. Spirit tap me into pile 1. Why did pile 1 meet their twin flame in this lifetime? Why did pile 1 meet their twin flame in this lifetime? Let's see. Why did pile 1 meet their twin flame in this lifetimes? Lifetimes? Okay. I feel like this person, they tried to play things off to you. Like I feel like, okay, there's a bunch of things coming in, but like they tried to play things off to you like they were gonna take care of you. They had, oh my god, my knee. Sorry guys. Like they had, this has gotta be father wounds, addressing father wounds. Like maybe you grew up with an absent father, or your father abandoned you, or like your father was like, had like substance abuse issues and like really wasn't like a stable foundation for you or a stable person in your life. But I feel like this person, like you thought that you know, finally, like, someone was gonna take care of me, and they also, like, promised you, like, way more than they could deliver, and, like, you started realizing, like, this person isn't even, like, they promised you, like, the world, and they weren't even, like, it's, like, basically they promised you the, like, the universe, and they didn't even have a house yet. Like, that, like, it's just not, like, literally. I mean, it could be literally, but, like, and no, like, shade to anybody that doesn't have a house. I haven't even bought a house yet. Like, I'm just saying, like, it's, like, that magnitude of, like, everything that they promised you, all these promises they made to you. It was, like, very, like, deceptive. Like, they were very, like, truthfully, through this situation, like, that was the other big message here, was, like, you, oh my God, you learned how to stand up for yourself and not to be manipulated. Like, you actually, I think you started learning how to, like, speak up, to call people out when you're, like, you saw my throat, to call people out when you're, like, oh, like, no, like, this is, like, no, like, you're lying. Like, you're lying. Or you said this, and that, but what we're here, I just saw 555. What I'm here seeing is this, and this. Like, it's not adding up. It's not adding up. So you learn to find your voice through this situation. You learn to find your voice, and you learn to not let people play you. You became wise to the bullshit, girl. You could be a guy too, but I just say that a lot. Oh my God, yes. You know, this doesn't even have to be, like, it feels like you were, like, the feminine in the situation and they were the masculine in a traditional sense. If it's not in a traditional sense, or it's like a LGBTQ relationship, obviously, take it as it resonates. But, and it could be that, you know, like, you don't have to be a man to be a masculine. Like, you could embody more masculine energy, like, in your core essence as a woman too. But that's really what you learn to do. And I also think this also, I feel like weird, because the Three of Pentacles normally in the upright would have indicated, like, a third party situation, and I don't like to be that person, but I'm just saying what comes through. I feel like this person, like, honestly, the whole time they had other people going on behind your back, and they thought you know, they could play you. They thought they could manipulate you in that way. That was another thing that's coming up. It was also like you never had a choice in the matter because they were lying to you. This person was not always honest. And then with the Star, this is standing out to me. It's almost like, yes, this taught you to choose yourself, but I think it also started making you realize, like, what you want moving forward and what you're not willing to accept any longer. And also, like, I don't know, it just, like, it made you, like, I keep wanting to say, it made you wise to things. It made you wise to things. It illuminated things. And I also think that it's like, you know, sometimes when we don't have a present parent, could be mother, father, we act those relationships out until we heal from those dynamics with, like, our romantic relationships, sometimes even our platonic friendships, like, relationships. And I think it's like you had a history of, like, always wanting to stick around even when you're being mistreated, because you wanted to show that, like, I love you, like, I'm worthy, like, I don't want to say pick me, because I don't mean it like that, but, like, Like, choose me. See that I'm worthy, please. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why can't you see that I'm worthy? And, like, always hoping that this time, like, they'll finally get it. But it's like, I think you used to draw in, and like, it's so funny, I always think about this, like Lexi the Leo always says this, but it's so true. Like, you always draw in, like, you used to draw in like broken birds, like people that had a lot of wounding and were not willing to face it the way that you are. So it led you oh my god, guys, it led you to experience these situations. And I also feel like you've learned since to like really speak up for yourself. I told you, I keep getting the throat thing, like I'm clearing something. Maybe you have a cough right now and you're watching this. Vinny, relax. I don't know why, I also feel like I need to cleanse. Like, I need to just do a little, I know this is like random. This is what I do when I do Reiki, but I feel like sometimes when I read for people, like I'm clearing for them. Oh, I love the lavender though. I think you also learned how to like turn down your mind in the sense of like, turn off your thoughts. Like, I think before you met this person, like you really struggled with anxiety and being in your head a lot. Now I think you've really come to a very balanced place. So kudos to you. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna move these up. I guess I could have shown you guys the cards. Sorry guys, I'm working on getting better equipment, but one thing at a time. Okay, we have North Node, life's purpose. I think the discernment here really has, we'll get into that, but it has really helped you like step into your purpose. Yeah, I guess we could do that. I think I'm gonna go through this. Actually, no, we can do it now. Which one of your parents' personality traits do you want to keep, let go of? You might also find like maybe like you've stuck around for too long in situations that didn't serve you because you saw a parent do that. The Hunter. There's a lot of fives. There's a lot about like I told you, I saw 555 before. North Node, life's purpose is a 5. Like this is a 9, so that's like the end of a cycle. You know that song by Katy Perry, Dark Horse? So you want to play with magic, baby? Do you know what you're falling for? If you dare to do this, I'm coming at you like a dark horse. This is like freedom. I think, and also making friends with your shadow self instead of like condemning yourself for having a darker side, for being assertive. I definitely feel like you healed a lot of your masculine energy here. I do want to say that. And I do want to say, like, I think you're going, if you haven't already, like, you're going to be bringing in a lot of abundance because of balancing that out for yourself. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. And it's in the reverse. So that person was not your soulmate, dude. Cauldron, a 10. Bewitching, yes it be. Blink and you shall see. A bubbling desire left in the brewing rain. I don't think so. a sacred devotion, a worship skin deep rising from the ash, the waters you keep. Yeah, this really taught you to like be comfortable with your emotions. Roots, healthy patterns, early growth. This also deals with the 4th house, like the family. The gunsmith. 10s. There's a lot of 10s here too. 10 is out with the old, in with the new, releasing old cycles. Because we learned the lessons. The gunsmith. I am adaptable and will use what I have to face any challenges. Challenges, whatever. You guys can see that. Communication. P. Dude, I'm telling you, this was like serious throat chakra energy. Like releasing any blockages you had around that. I don't know if you've been like struggling with like migraines, or if you've been going through an upgrade and like experiencing ascension symptoms, but I've had this pressure in my head for like the last few minutes. Love's secret. Okay, this one I can't really show you guys because it's kind of naked. Well, I'll cover. I get nervous with this deck because it's so nude. It's gorgeous, and I don't care, but I think YouTube cares. It's so beautiful, but there's so much nudity. Like, sometimes I don't even see it because it's, like, everywhere. So, Love's Secret, 22, which is 4. We have Coca, Foresight. There's some boobies in that one. And then commitment. I feel like in this situation, like, there's a commitment to yourself, but I also do think, like, I don't want to give a time frame. I'm hearing in the next year, but it might be different for some of you. So I don't want to say, remember, timelines can always shift and change. Things can always change. Divine timing is always at play, no matter what. But I do feel like going through this, especially like, I feel like this King of Pentacles and the Star in the original tarot that I drew, it had a few different meanings, and it's all kind of like playing into, like, it's all connected. That's a big theme for you here. It's all connected. Your life purpose, I think maybe even after this situation, like, whatever you felt like you were settling for, or like you had to like put a lot of work in even without seeing like the benefits of it, I feel like you kind of started shifting after that and realized, like, I need to get, so to speak, my money's worth out of this, my time's worth, my energy's worth out of this. So you started like shedding things that weren't serving you, whether it's jobs, relationships, dynamics, mindsets, habits, whatever it is. And I also think like there's something really exciting to look forward to in terms of, like, if you're not in a relationship, I do feel like you are going to meet, like, quote unquote, a divine counterpart, or like a really amazing life partner. I just saw 1818, so that's the new beginnings and abundance. All right, we're gonna do some charms, and then we're gonna do some traits. Okay, we have Aries, courageous. Oh, you can't really see it. But we have Aries, courageous. We have Capricorn, ambitious. So you could be a business owner, or you might open a business in the future, or this person might open a business. You guys might open a business together. We have Capricorn here twice. So this could be very earthy energy. Definitely you become more grounded. Scorpio. very in touch with the intensity of your emotions and really not afraid of that anymore. This person is going to meet you in those depths. I want to say that because that's coming through. But also Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and it does represent new beginnings as the Fool card. So I do want to bring that up as well, especially of course Aries came first of the charms. So this really does indicate, like with the Star too, I keep going back to the King of Pentacles and the Star, like new beginnings, a lot of positive new beginnings and blessings. And then we'll see if there are any traits for this person. Remember, this is a general reading. Not every little trait that comes out is going to resonate with every single person. So just take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay. Tell me about this connection coming in. Average height. Okay. Cats. So this person could like cats. Oh shit. Okay. This is a lot. Okay. Well, you know what? We'll do it. That's it though. So average height, average looking, which by the way is not an insult. So don't come for me in the comments about that. Lean. Beard. Middle child. Red hair. Only child. So like I said, this could also, I got a message coming through about like this person could be like a middle child, like a stepchild even, but be the only child of their parents. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to even get into that because it's confusing me. Thin, curly hair, long, straight hair, long. So we have a bunch of different traits. Take what resonates. You'll know if it resonates for you because you'll feel drawn to it. Obviously, not every single thing is going to be for every single person. Like if this person coming in for you is a woman, they probably won't have a beard. They might, but they probably won't. Yeah. So pile one, thank you so much for coming to your reading, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm really glad that Spirit's like gung-ho about giving me more information about, I just saw 2222, very gung-ho at giving me information about like somebody coming in for you too, so you don't lose hope. Maybe you feel like you've been losing hope already. But I do feel like for many people that have been doing the work on their path, that there are a lot of unions around the corner. So that'll resonate whenever you're watching this. That I can say pretty confidently. But yeah, so I hope you enjoy this. Till next time, don't forget to subscribe, drop me a like, comment down below your experience. I love when you guys share with me, and let's get this channel to 1,000 subscribers. But I love you. And if you want to purchase anything in my online shop, like You'll Be Home for Christmas Florida Water or Witch's Brew Florida Water, I will link it down below in the description. There will also be timestamps in case you wanted to check out another pile. So yeah, I love you, and I'll see you real soon. Mwah. Bye. So pile two, welcome back to Third Eye Exchange. Today's topic is, why did you meet your twin flame in this lifetime? And I'm gonna spray, cleanse, because I just did pile one, and we will get into it. If you have not seen my disclaimer or intro video, I'm gonna do a couple different like timestamps because it was about 30 minutes long, but there was like a collective message for part of that as well. I highly recommend, to watch that. only because I touch upon like my own beliefs about twin flames, and it may not resonate with all of you. And if you still want to stick around for the message after that, if it doesn't, then go ahead. But I'm also bringing through these messages for clarity and confirmation and healing. Just saw 111. So if you don't feel like you're in the right place to hear about your twin flame, if you know who they are, then I probably wouldn't. By the way, if you chose pile 2, you chose the Palo Santo, which is barely any left right now. So we'll see. But yeah, so we're gonna get into it really in just a second. I just want to shuffle these real quick. And today we're going to be getting into charms and oracle cards and all that good stuff. So we're just vibing. It's Saturday and we're vibing. Also, these messages are timeless, so whenever you find this, it's for you. Or maybe not. Use your own discernment. Spirit tap me into pile 2. Why did pile 2 meet their twin flame in this lifetime? Oh wow, already. Why did pile 2 meet their twin flame in this lifetime? Thank you. I think that one, yeah. Pile 2 meet their twin flame. Interesting. The Empress. I want to say, like, I don't know if you've been like kind of like second guessing yourself lately, or like working through some solar plexus stuff right now, because I heard like they're like, girl, you're really good at this, like relax, what are you worried about? So and then we had the Empress reversed, so letting yourself like flow, letting things fall apart if they need to, or fall off if they need to. I feel like that's confirmation if you're going through something like that right now. But let's see what they have to say about your twin flame. I also have a guest today, Finney. He's over there. He may bark at some point, but he's just helping. Let's see. Why did pile 2 meet their twin flame in this lifetime? Interesting. I kind of feel like you may not have met this person yet. And I knew this was going to come out at least once in one of these piles. But I think one of the reasons you're going to meet this person, they're going to play, and I feel like you've done a lot of work because this energy has lightened up. Not that it was heavy in the first pile, but it was a little denser. You've done some work around yourself and your healing. But I feel like you're meeting this person to like show you how to receive. Because we have the Empress, so it's like I feel like you're very like, you work a lot, but I feel like you're also very creative, and because you're always like in your masculine energy, this feminine energy, this safety, like it's not really allowed to like shine through right now. And I don't know if like your twin flame is gonna be somebody that ends up like with you throughout your journey in this lifetime. I'm not hearing a yes or no on it. I feel good about this connection regardless, but I feel like it's teaching you like not to stay stuck. I feel like it's teaching you like to let go. I feel like it's teaching you to like to be like mentally sharp, to be like I feel like in order to fully master discernment, we have to sit in our feminine energy, because we need to hear our inner voice. We need to connect to our intuition. And I think this person is going to allow you the safety to do that. But I do think ultimately like there will be a choice for you. There's gonna be a lot of travel too with you guys, or maybe even in order to meet this person, like maybe you're already even speaking to them online or something, but it's gonna like involve like a leap of faith, like to take a risk, to surrender, to be in this Empress energy of like allowing this vulnerability, allowing yourself to be in your femininity, in order to heal that side of yourself and like show you that it's okay to receive. And also like I think you're gonna create something incredible. Like I don't know if you're like an artist or a writer, or so like artist could mean like music or literal like art, like painting or movies, like whatever it is. I think this person is honestly gonna be like a muse for you, and they're gonna, like I said, facilitate like the safety for you to like really grow and thrive. Like this is gonna be very significant for you. And it's crazy because we have 21 and 12, so the Mirror, the World, and the Hangman. I feel like one of you is gonna be very like on the fence at first, and one of you is gonna be like, let's go, like let's get after it, like yeah. But there, like I said, this connection is going to require a big choice at some point, maybe even more than one. Yeah. We have Mercury, Mind. That makes sense with the Ace of Swords. Also, if it is online communication. What song should I listen to on my way home? Damn. She's been coming through lately. You know that song Nostalgia by Tate McRae? I think you need to listen to this song. I think less so, there might be another one that comes through later about this connection, but like this is more about your relationship with yourself in the past right now. It might also be like your sense of security is like, might be questioned because of this connection, because it forces you out of your comfort zone. But it's also like following your dreams, because maybe the people before you, like this is part of breaking ancestral karma and patterns, like the people before you just like they kind of stayed in line and let everybody tell them how to live. Apocalypses. This is the end of an era. This is the end of life as you know it, but I think in a really good way. Free yourself. Yo. It's time to take back control of your life. Took it to the Ivies and never really knew for what, and so I don't know if it's like you did everything like society told you had to do, or like what your family told you had to do, or you've been thinking about it and like feeling like your path is going to be different. This is confirmation. Your path is going to be different. Listen to that song. I hope I don't get copyrighted. I'm gonna try to tag this song below. Frog. I don't know why that was so funny. Frog. May the lily beneath your breasts allow you to drink from its healing waters. Be still, for there is serenity behind the drowning croaks. I think you're opening your heart again. Also, we have a lot of green here, even though it's Mercury. We've got a lot and look, there's another world here. You could even be on social media, like have a platform. Earthworm. So much about the earth, like so much about the world. Clarity, rumination. Yeah, I just saw 1221 again. Maybe you've been seeing that, or maybe you should look that up. You guys are gonna mirror each other. But I think in a weird way, it's gonna be very yin and yang. It's gonna be very much like, maybe like the way that you deal with things, you deal with them on the outside. Maybe the way they deal with things is like on the inside, if that makes sense. Apply it to your situation. So you seem like total opposites, but the heart of you guys is the same. The Undertaker. I will go with the flow. I think also it's like spirit is kind of encouraging you to like take that leap, so you learn how to just not always be in this masculine, rigid energy. It may not work out, but it's gonna be freaking beautiful even if it doesn't. I tell you that right now. This is like, I like this energy. Wholeness. 33. I love mulberries, by the way. They're so good. Cat's claw, purification. Like spiritually. I think you're gonna go through upgrades with this person in a lot of ways. A loving gaze. I think this person might even be like looking, if you don't know this person yet, they might know, like already be like orbiting around you, like on social media, looking at your social media. Dude. Communication. There's so much about communication here. Could also be helping you work on your communication, like communicating your emotions without judging yourself. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't know why I feel like I need to spray this again. This also could, okay, because of that song Nostalgia, I keep hearing the lyrics like, funny thing about nostalgia didn't show up till I lost you. This could be somebody from the past that you had something brief with, or that like it was gonna be long distance, so you both felt like maybe you should just put it back on the shelf. And maybe like you're both starting to realize like maybe there is something real here worth like fighting for. It's a message for somebody. Yeah. This is not a message for you to get back with your toxic ex. So damn, there's a lot about communication here. Sheesh. All right. Oh wait, should I do this? No, this is at the end. Okay. Charm. I just want to say, you're going to feel so much better if you haven't taken the leap after you take the leap. You might be like freaking out at first, but I think you're going to feel way better. We have Capricorn. I feel like you're very like methodical also, but I feel like that's not like your core essence. Like I think that's been like, you've been conditioned to be like that. We have Scorpio, we have Cancer, we have Leo, and we have Capricorn again. This is teaching you how to like, yeah, connect to your emotions, sit with your emotions, express your emotions, but then also balance it out. Balance it out. And then we have this person. If this is something you don't like, just take it as it resonates. Because I've heard there's been other people that have had issues with people like coming for them in the comments over this. So I'm just letting y'all know right now, you don't have to take it on if you don't like it or if it's not for you. But anyway, this person, tattoos, piercings, lawyer. They might be a lawyer or you might be a lawyer. Because I heard Ivy League, so definitely could be. I don't actually want to pull too many for this pile, like of this. Cats, muscular, or the cats is in reverse, so maybe they don't like cats, or maybe they're allergic to cats. Yeah, I think they're allergic to cats. Frugal, but that's also in reverse, so they like to spend money, but they still be budgeting, bro. All right, I think I'm gonna take like one more. Okay, they gave me two. Straight hair, long, hospitality. Maybe one or both of you is in hospitality. Oh, white collar underneath that. Okay, but that's in either way. It doesn't have to be like in reverse. Doctor, could be doctor. Yeah. This person or you, one or both of you, like went to like something like, I want to say like a noble profession, or maybe you're even in the process of that, but maybe it's not, you feel like you don't feel very fulfilled by that. So that's something definitely being highlighted here. And it's okay. It's safe for you to express yourself creatively if you tried and maybe this isn't the route that you feel is best for you and you want to try something new to unnerve yourself a little. But anyway, I love you. I'm actually really excited. So don't forget to like, comment down below your experience. I love when you guys share with me. And please subscribe. We're trying to get the channel to 1,000 subscribers. So I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for coming. Welcome back to Third Eye Exchange. Today's pick a card. The topic is, why did you meet your twin flame in this lifetime? I took a few hours pause, so we don't have daylight working in our favor, but we do have Mr. Finn here, who's going to be moral support, right? Yes, that's right. And I did not cherry pick these cards. I did shuffle them before my phone ran out of battery, so I had to make some things work. But all right, Finny, you can sit here, that's fine. Just if you get bored, then you gotta go. Okay. All right, so I feel like this person came into your life to teach you how to have fun. To teach you how to have fun But also like to heal wounds around codependency. And that like you really could rely on yourself, because I feel like before there was like an inner belief that like you couldn't trust yourself, or like you couldn't rely on yourself. But I think now you know that. Also, I do want to say, like, just because you have a partner doesn't mean that they're going to emotionally fulfill you. Or just because you have like a connection with somebody, it doesn't even have to be romantic. Like, it doesn't mean that you're going to be like solely emotionally fulfilled by that. So, yeah. And I also feel like this person might have showed you that like there are good people out there. There are people that align with like what you're looking for, what your standards are. And sometimes those people will be there for a season, and sometimes they'll be there longer than that. And if they leave, like, it's not personal. Sometimes things just run their course. But you shouldn't sacrifice like your own emotional needs, and also like even your independence, in order to please somebody else, you know. This person also might have like helped you with like goals, like physical goals, like maybe fitness goals. This card keeps making me think of like being in the gym. So maybe helped you clear blockages around that. Maybe you had a hard time like staying consistent in a routine. This person really helped you with that. And also just to like open your heart. Yeah. But I do feel like this situation also like caused like some heartbreak for you, because I feel like, I don't necessarily feel like there was like a person like a third party person involved, but the Three of Pentacles always alludes to something like that. And I can't help but feel like maybe there were like issues with like addiction, or like overly outsourcing like to fill a void. So it could be like vices. It could be that like this person didn't prioritize you as much as they could have, or they should have. But I do feel like I said, like the main like reason that you met this person also was like to get your spark back, to help you get your spark back, and to start believing in yourself. Let's see what we've got here. I know that was like pretty quick, but I actually had that message like on my mind since my camera stopped filming before. So we have Mars, Force. We have level 2. What dating advice would you give your younger self? Yeah, I don't know. I think I mentioned this, or if I didn't, I wanted to before, but like I feel like this situation did cause you to break away from like naivety, which, I mean, I don't like saying good or bad, because things just are what they are once you get to a certain point. But yeah, I feel like you learned a lot through this situation. That's one of the reasons why that question came out. Definitely the Pilgrim. $10-10, so that's like out with the old, in with the new. I do want to say, like, whenever I think of pilgrims, I think of like, you know, pilgrims were like devoutly religious to the point where like they left where they came from so they could continue to believe in what they stood for and stand for what they stood for without being prosecuted. So I think this also helped you build up a backbone This person might even have taught you how to stand on business, and maybe even communicate in a way that like was more assertive. Maybe by either not feeling like you could in this situation, or maybe this person encouraged you to speak your mind more. New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. I feel like a lot of this is like about yourself though, is like giving that love to yourself. And by the way, like you could still very well have this person in your life, because I don't feel like melancholy here. For some of you, it's gonna be this was a past. You knew them in the past, and like you've both since moved on. Let's see, Finn, what you doing? I ask you to hold for a brief intermission so I can give Mr. Finn some treats. I also feel like this relationship helped bring you closer to spirit. Like, I don't know if it's like you had psychic gifts, or even just like maybe before, like you didn't feel rooted in like your faith in anything. Like maybe you felt very lost. I do feel like this definitely brought you closer to like, whether it was like religious or spiritual, we'll just say spiritual in nature, like those beliefs, and like really helped you find yourself. Haunted. The breaking of the floor beneath your naked feet. The creaking of the walls as the cold kisses flesh. You're never really alone when in the company of hauntings within bone. Yeah, maybe even like strengthening your relationship, like I said, to spirit. Could be your spirit guides, could be your ancestors, your angels. Maybe you have noticed like mediumship abilities popping up. It's gonna be for some of you, not all of you. Take what resonates. We have bird, freedom, opportunity. There were some threes here, so I do want to point out, that's the energy of Sagittarius, which is like expansion, freedom, Jupiter, blessings, good luck. Could also be communication, better communication. Strengthening the solar plexus. Sickle, focus, regrowth, letting go. I just heard, teaching you how to turn a page for yourself. The navigator. I will take control of my own destiny. I love it. Sorry if you guys can't see them that well because of the lighting. Fanny. He likes to make comments. Duality, banana. As within, so without. This could also deal with like learning how to use the law of attraction to help you manifest and to take control. Whereas before, there was a time, like before you met this person, there was a time where like you felt very disempowered. The sweetest taboo. I do feel for some people, maybe not all of you, maybe you guys discovered like that you were like a different sexuality than you originally thought. It doesn't have to be, but it could be. Or it could also be like you learned some new things that you liked sensually. Obviously, if this was not about 333 is a very significant number for you guys. And I think it's funny that you're pile 3. Threes are significant. What was I saying? Ay, Dios mío, I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, like obviously, like if this person is like platonic for you, or like even a family member, it's not It's not gonna allude to that, but it could be something along the lines of like having like radical self-acceptance, accepting parts of yourself, your shadow, accepting parts of yourself that you used to like kind of avoid or cringe at before, but really embracing them now. Curiosity, a lot of 11s too. This is like portals opening up. This is a big manifestation number. I feel like your whole life shifted, or it's going to if it hasn't yet. If you just met this person, there's a lot of changes and expansion in store. Maybe even, I did feel like maybe some travel even, because we have the freedom here. We have 5s, which is like freedom, changes, pilgrim. So maybe you're moving to another country at some point. That's another thing also, where you're going to make a pilgrimage to some country that you feel connected to, maybe through past lives, maybe through if you are religious. Kava community. And I feel like through finding your authenticity, like this has really helped you. I'm so sorry guys, this pile is like so short. Through finding your authenticity, like I feel like it's really helping you find community. This also simplifies to 12, which simplifies further to 3. A lot of threes. I think you're starting to realize like more than ever like how important community is in your own personal journey and your development. And I think that like in like learning how to trust yourself, it's gonna make it easier for you to trust other people and to open your heart and let other people in. And by accepting yourself, you're going to allow yourself to receive love and like companionship from other people, because you realize the worthiness now, your inherent worthiness. And I also wanted to bring up, so this blue swallowtail butterfly, I'm covering because you probably can't see from here because of the lighting. There's a blue swallowtail butterfly on here. That might be an important symbol for you. You might see that a lot. Or spirit might show you that maybe you found one that had like passed away in your garden, or you seem to come across them a lot. So something to think about. I definitely feel like you guys might have a connection to the other side. We'll do charms first. Charms. I actually can't believe how quickly I got through this one. Any more? Yeah, I just wanted to feel. All right, let's see. We've got Gemini. I told you Gemini energy was significant here. We've got Taurus. And we've got Cancer. Yeah, I think it's really important. Like I said, like really the theme of this whole reading was like learning to connect. Oh, hell no. Go get them, Finny. We just heard something. Learning to connect more closely and fluidly to your emotions and being able to express them in order to build intimacy with people, especially definitely romantically, but also platonically and maybe even familial. I don't know, like I said, it's like kind of a toss-up with like, have you met this person yet? Like I said, there's not really a heaviness here. There's a couple things I did mention earlier that make me think there could have been third party for some of you, but I don't feel like that's the case for majority. Okay, so straight hair / long. This feels more like they're giving you like the other piles so far, it's been like this is someone new coming in, but this is like confirmation for like if you've recently met this person or if you're about to meet this person. Like your twin flame. The other ones, when I pulled like attribute cards, it wasn't for the twin flame. It was like for someone new afterwards. Grew up rich. Street smart. That's interesting. Widowed. not every single attribute is going to fit for every single one of you. Just remember that and hold your horses. Blue eyes. And then maybe we'll do like one more. What? You want to pull one? You want to take one? If he did it, I was gonna piss myself. Tall. At the back we have mustache. So I'm trying to think. Yeah, I feel like you either have just met this person or you have yet to meet them, but they're right around the corner if that's the case. And when I say right around the corner, I mean like weeks, maybe days. But remember, time is always in a state of flux, so don't shoot the messenger, okay? Okay, I just opened up my channel and Spirit gives it to me, so. But also, I will say this, start putting yourself out there more. Start, like, you don't have to, like, be in, like, these big, overwhelming, like, situations. Like, I just heard, like, networking. Like, you don't have to be in, like, awkward, like, introduce yourself situations, but, like, go out more. Like, go to the kava bar if you haven't. I've actually found in the past the kava bar can be a really good place to meet people. Depends, there's all kinds in there, but it can be a good place to meet people. Or just like join like a group or a club, or like go out more, like activities. Yeah, that's very important for you. Socializing. I don't know why I feel like when you were growing up, maybe you didn't get enough socialization. So it's something you find a little bit intimidating. And obviously, like, make sure you're still comfortable, but you can step outside of your comfort zone a little bit. You don't have to do it all at once, but a little bit at a time. So, okay, pile 3, I love you. That was your reading. Sorry it was like so short. It was just very like to the point for this one. So, also, make sure you trust yourself more. Trust your intuition more, because you're spot on. Yeah, that's right, Finny. You're spot on. Oof, he approves this message. We'll see you in the next one. Bye. Ew. Ew. He just licked, not right now, but before, he was licking his ass this afternoon. So pile 4, welcome to your reading on why did you meet your twin flame in this lifetime. You chose the lavender organic essential oil. This is not for my shop. Everything else in the other piles was. Okay. So, without further ado, actually, I started hearing that song. It's called I'm Sorry or Sorry by Jesse Rutherford. For those of you that don't know who that is, if you know that song Sweater Weather, he is the lead singer of The Neighborhood, who sings and wrote Sweater Weather. He came out with a solo album around this time last year. So it's a great song. It's a great album, honestly. It's just a 111. Okay, I'm just resetting these from the last pile. So that song basically is about like being sorry, like like the person was being selfish, but they like, you know, and they really genuinely are owning up to like not showing up, not being the best partner that they could have been, not treating the connection as sacred, but also like, you know, acknowledging that, taking accountability, but also like genuinely wishing the person the best. And kind of how like, you know, in relationships, it's like we could have the best of intentions, but sometimes the delivery just be wrong. So Spirit, tap me. You know what they say about good intentions. They pave the way to hell. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this, but my mom used to always say that about my dad. Because my dad is the king of good intentions. Quote unquote. But, trying to make it look like cohesive. Okay, there we go. All right, Spirit, tap me in. Ooh, I smell fire, like a fireplace burning. I don't know if you guys are burning in your fireplace or firewood right now, or like fire pit. The quantum field, like level, dimension, whatever, is crazy. Okay, Spirit, tap me into why did pile 4 meet their twin flame in this lifetime? Like butter, it's coming out right now. Whew. Talk to me, Spirit. I don't know if you guys have had like neck pain lately. Could be like that there was things left unsaid in this relationship for now. We'll get into it. I want to see all of this. Oh wow, okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I got a few messages while I was dealing with that, but the first one is like, I actually think like you and this person are like, you've already built something really stable, and there's been like some kind of misunderstanding, and we have 8 of Wands at the back of the deck. So like, I think this, and then the Chariot behind it, like I feel like 3 of Wands, 3 of Swords reversed. Like I think you got to shift your perception. That's one of the things, like shift your perception on things, and also be willing to hear this person out. Because I think honestly, like you guys have already started to build something really beautiful, and I think there was just like a misunderstanding. Yeah, and I also think, because we have the Empress, so it makes me feel almost like maybe like you've been very like in your head lately, or like been super stressed out with like work, like a lot of things, and just like not like in receiving mode. I definitely think like get back to like a centered place, and like I said, shift your perspective. Listen, if y'all are coming here delulu as hell about somebody that you know is not it, this is not that person, especially if you watched all the piles and you just wanted that validation, I'm always tell you what's best for you. This is like really, if you pick this pile and you're drawn to it, and like you know this situation, like I'm telling you, this shit is about to unfold. From whenever you click on this video, this is about to happen. Like we could get off here and they'll message you. Like I don't even like to do stuff like that because I don't want to give people false hope, but like, yeah. Okay. yeah, I think you guys just have to get better at like communication and like understanding each other's love languages if this is romantic. If it's platonic, kind of same. But this does feel like it's romantic, and it does feel like you've met this person. Could be that you've met this person and like then all of a sudden it was like a false start. But things will move forward if that's the case. And they will move forward in a pleasantly surprising way. Air element communicating. What did I say? Okay. Okay, we have 2. Has sex ever been a deal breaker in your past relationships? Explain. We'll get to that in a second. What was the first thing you noticed about me when we met in person? I'm hearing back to basics. So maybe you guys met and like you had a night of passion together and you thought maybe that's all this was gonna be, but like it's meant to be more. Yeah, that's definitely the vibe I'm getting. Could also be like maybe you want to be intimate with this person, but like you've got some like trauma around that, so like you pressed pause. Yeah. The vessel. Could also be that you are working through some body image issues. Everything's covered here, but I'm just gonna cover it just because YouTube apparently doesn't like that. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Bro, I'm very excited. I hope this is my file. Wolf. Devour the ferocious calling within the howling of your spirit. Run wildly into the freedom of your knowing. 44. If you want to simplify it, it simplifies to 8, which is abundance. I'm hearing Wolves by Selena Gomez. Maybe you've also been like very, I feel like you've been very rigid and like on your view of this. Like things don't have to be one way just because they've always been that way. You know what I mean? Like I feel like this person is like really gonna surprise you at how much they show up for you. Oak tree, power, courage, strength. There's also that too. I think like the pain of the past is something that makes you very reluctant to move forward, but boo, you're gonna move forward. Preserve, security, forethought, thrift. This is only gonna be for a handful of you, but that could mean like start saving money. Some of you might be long distance with this person at first, or are gonna travel with this person, or meet up with this person if they don't live near you. Maybe that's why you didn't even want to pursue this relationship, because maybe you're someone who thought, oh, I would never do long distance, or you met this person and then found out like one or both of you was like moving and you were like, no. But yes. The blacksmith. I will take pride in a hard day's work. Celebrate your wins. Definitely celebrate your wins, but don't let work consume you to the point where it's like life's not fun anymore, because you need that balance. What did I tell you? Another 8. Continuance. Also the 15 adds up to 6, so this is like balance, harmony, relationships, Libra energy, balancing things out, justice. Hang on. Continuance. Apple is also a big, like love significance. It's significant of love. It's a symbol. And then we have, yeah, we can do this one. Ashwagandha, purpose. Look at that, the sun and the moon, the masculine and feminine. There's also chakra symbols on here. So maybe one or both of you does Reiki or likes Reiki. Or like does some kind of somatic healing. You don't have to be a practitioner, but you could like receive it also. I love this. Another 15, so maybe you see 15 a lot, or 15s a lot. Maybe your birthday, because there's also some Capricorn energy here. Even with that, like it's on the apple, but that also like, that was like kind of, I was getting the vibe of that before too. Capricorn energy with like work and stuff and like being a little rigid. But this one says uninhibited and released, so I have to cover this low key before I show you. Everyone's got something out. But I feel like, or maybe like you haven't been into, I mentioned this before, maybe you haven't been intimate with this person, but you really want to be, like express yourself to them. Yeah, this is safe. But if there was a misunderstanding, I'd let them, and if it was their fault, let them come forward. I feel like it was them, but if it was you, then you need to make amends. But you will know if this is for you. If you're questioning it or you're like, well, no, like, it's not for you. Trust me. Displacement, yeah. There was a move that happened. And that's what kind of had you like, oh, like, I don't know about this. But you guys are gonna build something, like if you haven't already, you guys are gonna build something amazing together. Please, is this Capricorn? Yup, that was the first one that came out. Capricorn. Also, it could be like their sign or yours. And then Pisces. Capricorn, Pisces. I don't know why, like honestly, I might leave it there. I keep hearing Gemini, Libra. Capricorn, Pisces, Gemini, Libra. Oh, this is Aquarius. My bad. Capricorn, Aquarius, Virgo. More Aquarius energy. And you know what? Aquarius always talks about doing things differently. Breaking the status quo. Doing things that are like unconventional, not traditional. So even like really, it doesn't have to be like that you don't have a traditional relationship with this person. It could just be the circumstances around how you get together is unconventional. Like I said, a long distance relationship. Aquarians also love travel. Did you just? I think he just grunted. He does that a lot. But I also think maybe he farted. I don't know. Excuse me. Yeah, communication's coming in, definitely. You guys are letting go of like old mindsets that have kept you stuck. This is like earthy and airy because we have Capricorn, Virgo, and Aquarius. I think you can find a way to like meet in the middle on the way that you like see things or like want to plan things for the beginning stages of this. I do think at some point though, even though you guys, one or both of you might have moved, like there is going to be another big move so you can be together. So if you're worried about that, don't worry about that. But also don't rush it. Just let things unfold naturally and don't don't worry too much. That could also be this Virgo energy and Aquarius energy of like being in your head a lot. Curvy. This could be this person. Remember, not every single feature is gonna resonate for every single person. Take what resonates. Average height. Middle child. Maybe they have middle child syndrome, or they have like an insecurity around that. Or you do. But I think usually I set the intention for like the attribute cards to be like for that person, as like these are confirmations. Colored hair. When I wrote that, I didn't mean like dyed like a normal hair color. I meant it could be, but I meant that more as like a funky color. That's like a very Aquarian thing to do too. What else? Spiritual. This is the shit that everybody always be wishing for. This is the type of twin flame shit they write books about. Exotic pets. So like maybe this person likes like iguanas or like lizards or like snakes. Different country, doctor. I told you, like I don't think you guys are from the same place. Marriage. I don't think that means that they're married. I think that means that this situation could end with you guys getting married. I just feel like keeping going. Heavier set. Mother passed. Tall at the back of the deck. Should I keep going? I think I'm gonna do like 2 or 3 more. We'll see. We'll see what comes up next. If they don't give, then we'll just leave it. Okay, 1 more then. Oh my God, I know. Same country. Obviously for all of you, different country might not be it, but I do feel like majority of you in this pile. Well, you know what it could be? Different country, and then you end up in the same country. Like one of you, I told you, one of you is gonna move. Academic. Yeah, this person and you have worked very hard in your lives. And you're gonna build something, whether it's like a family, or a business, or just like a life together. That's very significant, even spiritually. Like you're going to set a precedent for people, even if it's just like about relationships. Because you guys have like, I'm hearing like model citizens, but I don't mean it in like the traditional way. I just mean that in more of like I said, like this is like the kind of relationship that like people die for, people wish they had, people want, people, you know, it's like one of those things that it's like, if you have it these days, like you won the lottery type of situation. This is exciting. I love this. I love this for you. I have a Libra moon. I love love, okay? That's my jam. But pile 4, I'm glad we ended this on a high note. Also, what's that song? Humble by Kendrick Lamar. So check that out too. Maybe there's a message in there for somebody. Now I'm hearing a bunch of different Kendrick Lamar songs. Okay, so anyway, that could just be my spirit guides acting a fool. But maybe that's how, like, maybe you guys are gonna like just have fun and like be crazy young children together, but not like in a creepy way. Just like your inner children are gonna like rejoice and like feel perfectly at home and just take on the world together. So I love this pile 4. I'm so excited for you. Please comment down below your experience when things start to unfold. Drop me a like, subscribe. I'm trying to get the channel to 1,000 subscribers so that way I can bring more readings like this to you pretty frequently and be able to pay my rent. So I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for coming. Bye. You want to say bye, Finn? Come. Come. He's so comfy. Say bye. Say bye, everyone. He's just, oh, you're so sweet. This is how you guys are about to be. Oh. You're a good boy. But yeah, so that's it. And until next time, for real this time, I'm getting up